Ladies and gents, guess what? We're back. Another jam-packed show for you guys. Oftentimes we talk to players, but guess what? We're going to the front office for this particular show. This individual is a two-time Super Bowl champion within the Pittsburgh Steelers front office, and he is currently the Steelers GM right now. Omar Khan is joining me here. All things covered. Pat P, Bryant McFadden. Let's go. So, Omar, you've been around the former GM for quite some time in Kevin Colbert.
Yeah.
But in your first few months officially in this new role, what has been the most eye-opening part about the new gig?
Eye-opening. That's a great question, B-Mac. It's obviously been a lot of fun, and I've enjoyed it. I interact more with, obviously, the head coach and our owner. But, I think the one thing that's been interesting is that every single day, B-Mac, just when I think things will quiet down, something comes up. And, I'm always welcome the challenge. I'm always going to welcome the challenge. But just when you think things get quiet, something always pops up. And that's, it's probably, I probably underestimated how many times that would be a daily occurrence, sometimes multiple times a day.
Well, in regards to something popping up, do you have any examples you can share with us to kind of back that statement?
We know whether it's it's not always bad. It's not always a bad thing. It can be a good thing, but whether it's, a player issue or a staff issue or, getting asked to attend this event maybe or show up for this meeting or, last minute spur of the moment things that happen that I have to attend to. It's something happens every day, and that's okay.
No question.
It happens. Yeah.
And that's why you get paid the big bucks now.
I don't know about that, but yeah, it's part of the job, and I'm very fortunate.
And with this being your first year as the GM for the Pittsburgh Steelers, you step into the new role with a new primary starting quarterback for the first time in nearly 2 decades. But what are your expectations in this new era without Big Ben in regards to the quarterback?
I can say overall, obviously we had been here for 18 years, and it was a great run, and we were all spoiled maybe for a sense because we had a franchise quarterback for 18 years. I mean, that's awesome. That's an awesome thing. But we're at the point now where we got to transition to the next phase, and we have a great room of we have 3 guys competing. We're excited about all 3 of them, and the challenge has been fun. But every year we go into this, our expectation is to compete for a Super Bowl championship. So that's not going to change regardless of who the quarterback is. That's what we build this to do.
No question. The standard is the standard, in the words of Mike T. And talking about the quarterbacks, is it likely that the 3 quarterbacks that are currently on your roster now will be the same 3 quarterbacks on the roster week 1?
I don't anticipate to be any different. Those 3 guys are in there. We feel very good about the 3 quarterbacks, and they're competing, and coach will decide how things will shake out. But yeah, we feel good about the 3 guys we have on the roster.
And when you transition to the wide receiver position, like I said, Omar, you've been a part of this organization for quite some time. But how does Pittsburgh, the Steelers, consistently nail wide receiver draft picks?
Well, we have specific traits and characteristics, neither of which I can tell you publicly, B-Mac. I'll tell you privately next time we come visit us. But we have certain things that we look for, at every position, and receivers no different. We'll keep those traits, let's say, that we prioritize ourselves. But, there is I don't want to say there's a formula, but there are things we look for that are important to us.
Yeah. And some of the guys, for our listeners and viewers that are watching us on YouTube, you talk about the Antonio Browns of the world, the Mike Wallace, the Hines Ward, Antoine Randall, Santonio, Plexico Burris, just to name a few. And now with that being said, you talk about the new hot commodity in Steelers camp. Granted, you guys have broke training camp, has been George Pickens. And I got a chance to see George up close and personal a few weeks when I was with you guys up in Latrobe. Seems like you guys nailed it once again with George Pickens. What are your expectations for him as a rookie?
Well, time will tell with that. We have we feel great about George and his progression and what he's brought to the team, what he brings on the field. And obviously he's an exciting player. You guys have seen that at practice, but we have to play our first game yet. We haven't played a regular season game yet, so we'll see how things go. But we think the future's bright for George with the Steelers, and I think he's going to add some great things. He's going to add some great things to us in our offense and some dynamic things, and we'll see where it goes.
Yeah. And talking about having a bright future within the offense, another guy who's doing some real good things offensively has been first rounder Kenny Pickett. I mean, seems like every week, Omar, he's getting better. He's getting better. Now, of course, I know you kind of pay attention to what's going on social media related, but everyone is saying he should be the guy. Let's give him the keys to the car. In regards to the expectations, has he lived up to the billing, in your opinion? And how do you foresee this thing happening with Kenny Pickett in regards to potentially becoming the starting quarterback?
You know, coach is going to make the decision and decide who's starting, week in and week out. That's his decision. But obviously, we think very highly of Kenny. He was a first round pick. I think that says a lot. And but his progression's been great. He works hard every day, and he's learning every day. He's growing every day, and I said it earlier, we really like our room. We have 3 starter capable guys in that room between Mitch and Mason and Kenny. So, the future, we feel the future's, there's a bright future for us with respect to that position. But, time will tell. It's still a lot of football we played, B-Mac.
No question. And I can tell you this much, Omar, I know you're not involved in gambling, but I am because I'm retired. And when you guys drafted Kenny Pickett, I put some money on the line with Kenny Pickett in regards to being offensive rookie of the year. So I'm okay either way, because if Trubisky is a starting quarterback and he has that job the entire year, guess what? We win in ball games. We're doing what we're supposed to do. If something happens and Kenny gets an opportunity and he takes the ring by storm and just starts balling, guess what? I'm okay with that as well, because financially, I'm going to reap the benefits of a nice dividend. And then, of course, we win in ball games as well. So I'm okay either way, but I just wanted to get your insight. In regards to being a part of the draft room, being a part of that process, can you remember, Omar, a draft pick that was an internal debate and they ended up working out favorably for the organization? Could be like a guy who wasn't a top round guy, could have been mid to late round. You guys were having back and forth with. You decided to pull the trigger, got him in the camp, got him on the team, and saw, you know what, man, we're so happy we were able to make that thing happen.
That's a great question. It's going to take a lot of thinking here quickly, but obviously as the later rounds happen, it's a little more difficult to project. And you have more discussions as to not only can this player make the roster. Can he not? Is he going to help us this year? Is he a projection for the future and this and that? But, just looking back, if there's a lot of back and forth, but, every year there's players that you like, are hoping are there, and, you're just cringing whether someone's going to take them or not. I mean, I like the Larry Foots of the world in the 4th round.
Good name. Yeah. Okay.
Brett Kiesel in the 7th round,
another good name, another great name.
Yeah. I mean, and there's a handful of guys that are like that you just, you have rated way higher than you end up taking them. And, I go back to Kelvin Beachum. We really like Beach, and, we were fortunate he was there. And just, there's every year there's someone. Unfortunately, a lot of those have worked out. Kevin did a great job with those guys.
No question. I mean, the Steelers organization has done a tremendous job getting guys in the mid to late rounds.
In the 2nd round, we had a top 3 grade on him, and he slipped to us in the 2nd round. That Bryant McFadden guy worked out for us. It was great.
Oh, you're trying to butter me up, trying to get on my Secret Santa list, huh, Omar? Okay, that's okay. I remember that. I send you some I might send you some all things covered gear. That's what I'm going to do.
Send it.
No question. Last question before we get you out of here before transitioning to the superlative part of our show. Offensive line is the position I get asked about the most on Twitter, social media. What's the comfort level with the O-line heading into the regular season?
Well, I think, there's work to be done. I think we have expectations for what we want from the offensive line, and we have another game this week, and then we get to the regular games, and it's important to have a strong offensive line and a productive offensive line to help us succeed. And so in terms of if your question is what are the expectations, we expect to have a good line. We do like several of the guys that are on the offensive line, and we know we can do better, and I'm confident that we'll get there.
Okay, no question. So Omar, before I let you go, I want to transition to the superlative part. I'm gonna hit you with rapid fire questions, a few. I want your honest, unbiased answer. All right. Mike Tomlin's best trait as a coach is what? What's his best trait?
For me, I love his passion for the game of football. He just loves football at all levels. I've said this time and time. He just loves it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be pro ball. Just any football. He loves it. Loves it.
Hey, do you have a favorite Tomlinism, as I like to call him?
Oh, man. I don't know if I'm going to say this right, but I think at one point somebody asked him about a running back, and I think it was something like, you don't use your Porsche to tow your boat. When they asked him about using, I think, a running back, I'd have to get the exact quote, but it was something along the lines when they asked him about a smaller back on goal line situations, and I think he said something like, you don't use your Porsche to tow your boat, or something like that.
I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. You won't go too far.
Yeah.
All right. Best win during your Pittsburgh tenure, non-Super Bowl related. The best win.
Super Bowl.
Yes, it's not a Super Bowl. It's not a Super Bowl win. But the best win during your Pittsburgh tenure. Now, you've been in Pittsburgh for quite some time, so I'm pretty sure you got a Rolodex of.
That's a tough question. There's been so many great games, but obviously the AFC Championship games are special. All of them, when you win those. I mean, there's just that feeling when you win. Obviously, Super Bowl is amazing, right? That's what we all shoot for. But winning an AFC Championship, and you're like, oh my goodness, we made it. We're going there.
We're going.
We gotta win this game.
Yes.
Stay calm. Stay humble. You still got one more to go, but man, that is a great.
We're going.
Feeling. We're going. Question. It is a great feeling. We got a shot there. We're one game away. So
I second that. That's one of the best feelings in the world, and just knowing you're going.
Yeah,
and you get a chance to celebrate because you have that week of preparation before you travel to the Super Bowl site. So, hey, hopefully you can get that feeling once again this year. Hopefully.
I hope so. Thanks, Mac.
Playoff loss that stings the most is what?
But lost to Green Bay for sure in the Super Bowl. For me,
I'm right there with you.
That was the one.
Omar, we supposed to have 3.
Well, Green Bay got that one, so hats off to them. But
no, we supposed to have that one. That one stinks. That was I'm right there with you. Ooh, this is a good one. Favorite spot to eat in Pittsburgh?
Oh man, I only have to pick one? It just depends what I'm.
You can give me 2. You can give me 2. Right. You can give me your top 3.
Well, I love to eat, so I probably like to eat too much. But like, if I want pizza, I'm probably going to Fiore's, or if I'm at camp, I'm going to Joyo's. If I want a hoagie, I'm going to Serafina's in Bridgeville. If I want Italian food, there's Rico's up in the North Hills, or Alla Familia. I mean, there's just
Pittsburgh got a lot of good Italian spots.
Lot of good restaurants in Pittsburgh.
Yes. Last question for you. Best advice you could give someone that wants to have a job like you, wants to be a part of an organization, GM type role. What's the best advice you can give someone who's watching us, listening to us, in regards to trying to be you someday? Okay,
so I'll say, I haven't won a football game yet, so I don't know if you want to be me yet. I have to win some football games, but stay persistent. A lot of times, it's not that we don't want to hire you, we just don't have anything available. So stay persistent. Networking is huge, as you know, B-Mac, not only in this business, but in life in general. Get to know as many people in the industry as you can, high level, low level, because even those people that are at the bottom, you never know where they're going to be 5 years from now. I'm amazed when I was working as a student assistant at Tulane, how many of those coaches that were on that staff moved out to be pro coaches, and people at the front office that I got to know young that were just entry-level guys that became GMs and other high-level positions. So persistence, networking, and then stay on top of the trends. Read as much about the business so you can stay knowledgeable about what's going on. But, those are probably the 3 things that I say. But, I always tell when I get asked that question, stay persistent, keep networking. And, honestly, I think those things, you stay true to those things, good things will come to you.
No doubt, man. Thank you for that sound advice for whoever it is that's listening or watching us right now, who has the vision of being a part of an organization in regards to a GM, scouting department, whatever the case may be. Thank you for that sound advice. And thank you for joining me here, Brian McFadden, Patrick Peterson.
Thanks for you and all you do for us, man. Go Steelers.
All things covered. No question. Go Steelers. And guess what, Omar? The final game has to be in Glendale, Arizona.
Perfect.
There are a lot of restaurants for you in Glendale, Arizona. In Arizona, as you know.
There's a lot of great restaurants in Arizona. One game at a time, though.
One game at a time. No question. You take care of one game at a time, and I'm going to just start getting ready for Arizona. How about that?
Deal.
All right. Appreciate you, Omar.
Matt.
Thank you again.
Appreciate you. Stay in touch. Okay.
Yes, sir.